World.
No, Waterworld had action figures.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
They
Postman?
did. Not the Postman, but it's that era. So like they were trying some stuff in this era. So I'm saying a cliffhanger action figure line.
Yes.
So you would have had like all the characters. You would have had that sweet helicopter.
Oh man.
And then instead of having like a Castle Grayskull or a playset, you just have a rock wall with like a ladder and ropes and stuff hanging from it. And there was an action figure line from the 80s. I think it was called Sky Commanders. And it was all zip line based. So you have like ropes going everywhere. And so this would be that kind of gimmick where you'd have like zip lines all across your bedroom with your cliffhanger action figures coming.
Oh yeah. You know what? You wouldn't need the rock wall because you could just give them one of those grappling hooks and a line. And you'd be putting it on your couch. You'd be putting it on your table, putting it on your Venetian blinds. You'd be doing anything to make the action happen. I mean, that would be a hell of a fun kit to play with.
It would be a lot of fun. And like you put Stallone on a package, it's going to sell.
Yeah.
And now we have
rope from couch to your bed or something and have it.
Oh, yeah.
Try to get across without the rope breaking in time.
And now you say Sly Stallone or Frank Stallone?
Well, Frank Stallone, I think, did all the stunts.
Now we have two John Lithgow.
We have two John Lithgows.
Oh, yeah.
Buckaroo and Cliffhanger.
But that goes back because Steve and I were in another store, toy hunting one time, and he's like, oh, look at this Rocky figure. And he took it down, and it was a Frank Stallone figure.
I thought it was Rocky, and it was Frank Stallone. I still bought it. Anybody can buy Rocky, but who has Frank Stallone?
Yeah. My friend gave me a Frank Stallone too, so I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. So of the four guys here, two of you own the Frank Stallone action figure.
Yeah, that's really a odd sampling.
Yeah, that's a real Venn diagram here.
Oh, I love it.
So Cliffhanger would be my third pick.
All right. So it's my third pick.
Yeah.
Chud.
Yes.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Just ooze. Can you get ooze? Like all the goo?
Oh, that would be a given. And you can expand the line to include chuds we didn't see in the movie.
So I as soon as you said that, I pictured it being like those muscle figures that came in like a trash can.
Yes.
Like this little like vinyl, a little like rubber, but they're all chuds that are all crazy doing stuff. And it's more of a little collectible thing than an articulated action figure is what I would see that as.
And it comes with a play set that has like a surface of like the road, but the actual action happens underneath the road, like underneath the sewers.
That's awesome.
Well, that'd be a
so
good toy
set. It'd be a completely different experience playing with it.
Yeah. I say
plus you'd freak out your parents.
Right now. If we made that, if we figured that out, bought the rights to Chud, whatever it would be, and then released it and went to cons, people would buy that. I think
people would buy Chud. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chud's big.
Chud's no, for sure. That's dynamite, Steven.
Well, it wasn't so good then. It would be very collectible now.
It wasn't so good when you first paid for it when it came out, but it's great now. It's gold now.
It'd be worth a lot now on card, mint on eBay. It'd be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Right. There's actually a line that I was gonna buy as a gag because I was watching some toy show on YouTube and it came up, and my wife, who has zero interest in this aspect of my life, she's just like, okay, you go deal with your toy stuff. She was like, I would have loved that toy line as a kid, and it was CW McCall. It was like the trucking line from Mego, and so it was this line of like transports and police officers and like the truck drivers. There was good truck drivers and bad truck drivers and police officers. But all the figures were doing that like crouched over, like hand in front of their crotch.
Yeah, they're like that.
Mego pose that looks super inappropriate. And she's like, this would be great. And like the line was pretty brutal and it was awful. So I was like, I'm going to get some of these for her for Christmas. Because like, now here's the toys you wanted. They were like $180 a figure. And I was like, who in their right mind? But it was so bad that they're rare now.
Yeah. I was gonna do a video on it, but I wanted to have a CB on my desk. Like I was talking to somebody, and you know how hard it is to find a CB cheap, even if it don't work. I was trying to even buy a broke one, and it was like $75.
Crazy.
$75 for a broke one?
For an old 70s style one, yeah.
Oh wow.
On eBay, they were even broke. They were all. I'm not gonna waste that just for a little stupid bit that might not even be funny.
For a bit that might work.
Yeah, so I just scrapped the whole plan.
And there you go. Okay.
We'll find you one for cheap. So if anybody here finds you one for like $5, we'll send it to you.
Don't have
How's
to
that
work.
sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So
the hunt is on to find the Junkman.
Yeah.
CB.
Yeah.
70s or early 80s.
70s. We don't want any of this 1986 nonsense.
No,
I don't think that they made them in 86 anymore.
When I was a kid, so in the 80s, my dad ran a paper mill up north, and we had a CB telephone in our truck, which was a CB, same little handle, but had numbers. You could dial a phone number, and you could call someone onto their phone with the CB. The only bit was you could anybody who else has had a CB could hear your phone conversation. Like there was no privacy. It was all like public channel. So it's just like
a party line.
It was like a party line, but it was just like the truckers could hear you talking to your. So we were going fishing. We were coming back from the fishing, and we were in the truck, and Dad turned the CB on to call my mom, and we heard another guy like whining to his wife. He's like, "I'm so sorry," and he was like, they were having like a fight makeup, like on the CB phone because he didn't know it was public, and we were just like laughing the whole time going home. It was outrageous.
That poor guy.
We're gonna find it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna find this thing.
Like, I even joined a Facebook group, and I wouldn't believe it was a whole Facebook group of people that like CBs, and they were like, I got one for 175. I'll give you. I was like, man, I want like $5.
But you got to join the group of people that don't know what they got.
Yeah,
like when you
some old yard sale or something.
If you join a Facebook action figure group, you're not going to get any deals there because they're all like, well, I know what this is, or they think they know what it is.
Yeah, because they would ask me all these obscure questions. Do you want a CB742? I was like, I don't care. As long as it's got little knobs on it and a little handle, that's all I care about.
I want a CB that costs $7.42.
Yeah.
I want one I can do about a 3-minute video with and throw it in the trash.
So it's your turn, Mark.
Oh,
you're up.
So I was 17 when this movie came out, but it's one of my favorite films ever made. I have an entire podcast about it. And actually, we brought the director on recently, and on this week, we're going to bring on the main star and the director for this beautiful film. It's Deep Blue Sea 3. But 1999, Deep Blue Sea, the toy line. Genetically modified sharks, Samuel L. Jackson in a sweater. I mean, you could have the Aquatica playset, right? And you could put it in the bathtub, like a floating Aquatica thing. So like, this is like for little kids. You get the Aquatica set. You have 3 genetically modified sharks. You get Preacher. You get a kitchen set that you can put water in. It's like a fish tank, and you can put them in the oven, and then it'll fight the shark. Michael Rappaport. I could have a Michael Rappaport toy.
That would be a good one. Now, did I hear you say you do a whole podcast about that movie?
Yeah, we spent 33 episodes on the first on Deep Blue Sea. We brought in some pretty big guests for it. It was a good time. Now we're on Deep Blue Sea 2, and we're going to be covering Deep Blue Sea 3. But we already interviewed the director, John Pogue, who was the executive producer on Fast and Furious. He wrote U.S. Marshals, Ghost Ship, some really good movies. And now we're interviewing him because Deep Blue Sea 3 is a lot of fun.
But yeah, there was a 2.
Oh, don't watch that. Oh, wait, I shouldn't say that. Listen to the podcast, but watch Deep Blue Sea, then Deep Blue Sea 3. But Deep Blue Sea 2 is fun if you can get on its wavelength. But listen, Stellan Skarsgård peeing in the wind toy. Like, you don't have to see anything, but it's like,
if I'm,
it doesn't have to look like that Batman back there.
Right. He's not going to look like Batman in the cape. I think, no. So 97, it would have been Hasbro. At that point, Kenner would have been absorbed by Hasbro. So Hasbro.
92, 93.
93. So it's a Hasbro toy line at this point in time. But I think they would like arm them. So like the Jurassic Park figure lines, for example, in the movie, like they're wearing button-up shirts and slacks looking at dinosaurs. But in the toys that had like knee pads and guns, and they over armored them up a little bit, like the Ted or what was Newman's name in that movie? Dennis Nerdy.
Yeah,
he
nothing like him.
No, he's like real slim. He's got a gun. He's got shades on. He's not at all what that. So I think that's what would have happened to Deep Blue Sea. They all would have had a little bit more like armament on them, but I think it would have been fun. Now, when you're saying it's a floating playset in 1998. I remember not buying it in the store, but I wanted to because again, in 1998, I would have been 17. So very much that same time period as you, Mark, where you're like, I really like toys still, but I also like this girl that's kind of talking to me. So I don't want her to know that I like the toys as well. So we got to kind of play it safe. But I remember being in a toy store with my girlfriend because we go look because she likes Star Wars. So we could get away with buying Star Wars stuff, but nothing else. And there was a WCW Bash at the Beach ring playset that had pontoons that you play with it in the pool. So the ring would float in the pool and had like a water slide and like life preservers and stuff. And I was like, I don't own a pool, but I want to buy this so badly. And then all the wrestlers that came with it had like squirt guns and stuff. And I didn't. And so recently I went back to look for it. And it's like a $300 wrestling ring now.
Wow.
So I should have bought it in 98.
I would have been a human prune because I just never would have left the water.
Right.
I would just been.
But the idea of like a floating playset, I'm like, that would have been amazing.
There's no good tub play toys. I would take my Star Wars in the tub, and R2's paper would start peeling off the side of him. So quit taking him in the tub. So it was no good. You know, that would have been good.
That would have been a sweet one.
I just want 3 genetically modified Mako sharks. I want a Rennie Harlan toy.
But you know, in a toy line, they're going to make the three main sharks are going to be released. And then they're going to have like sharks with like a laser headset, and they're going to have, it's going to expand, and it's going to be
neon colors.
Yeah. Ill-tempered sea bass.
The glow in the dark shark.
Give me all of those. Give me all of them.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to throw it out there. If we get the Deep Blue Sea toy line, we get Deep Blue Sea 2 much faster than we actually got it.
Yes. Yes.
And is that 2 shark movies from you?
Yeah. Yep. That's 2 shark movies. And that's our second Rennie Harlan movie after Cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
I love shark movies, by the way. I have a Sharknado pillow. Sharknado pillow I'm looking at. I have a Jaws. I have that. I have a shark. I like sharks.
Well, see if you can find a movie called The Great White. I went to see it in the theaters, but then it got banned.
Ooh.
And it was called Universal sued them because of the ripoff of Jaws. And I was like 10 when I saw it, and even then I knew it was horrible. I think it was released in other countries under a different name, but it was The Great White in the U.S. I think it's free on YouTube. I think somebody told me that.
All right, yeah, I'll look that up.
Like
don't expect anything good. Just...
Those are the best.
By the way, I think Rennie Harlan's available to come to your house now.
He actually has a big deal in China right now. He directed a movie called Skip Trace that came out a few years ago. It made $150 million. He directed some big epics out there, and now he's on to another horror movie. So
I got a cat here.
Hey,
go on.
So he's I want a Cat's toy line, by the way. But they
Cat's the musical, the toy line.
Harlan's doing great right now. He's crushing it. He's making
really,
he's doing really well. And Skip Trace is a fun movie. Jackie Chan, Johnny Knoxville, they're just hurting each other.
Oh,
that's a great pairing. The two of them just hurting each other for like they're Jackass and Jackie. It's great.
I love Jackie Chan. Love Jackie Chan.
It's a fun flick. It's on Netflix. Well, in the States, it's in the it's on Netflix.
Oh, it's not up here?
I don't know if it's in Canada. Because I know UK Netflix is different. So I don't know if
Canada is too.
Nice. Well,
all right, Junkman, you're up.
I'm up. The Steven guy? What was Steven's?
No, I started, or I came after Adam.
Oh, that's right.
Cliffhanger, Chud, Deep Blue Sea.
Okay, that's right. Chud, that's right. Okay, I'm going to go one on I'm on my obscure list here. Hopefully y'all know this movie. Nobody talks about it that much, but it is a classic 80s movie that I wish more people talked about, and that's Tom Selleck in Runaway.
Oh, man.
Where those little spider bots would be great toys to go along
Wasn't
with
Gene Simmons the villain in that one?
Gene Simmons is the villain.
Yeah.
And it holds up. I watched it about a year ago. I was like, this movie, I mean, if they had a sequel, I think it would be just as popular as Terminator right now if they just kept going with it or something. It held up and it was very good.
Yeah.
So like I said, we got at the end, there's a building they're building something. It's the elevator. They have a big fight scene in that. So that's a good play set right there to go along with it. And
that's Michael Crichton. That's Michael Crichton, and it's free on IMDb TV right now. I've never even heard of this movie.
That's why I don't know why nobody talked about it. Check it out. I mean, it's a futuristic movie. They got bullets that chase people that knows it's like heat-seeking bullets in the gun.
Which I think they actually have now. So that was sort of predictive.
But the guns, I remember they kind of looked like the laser tag guns, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They were kind of thick like that. And it was showed from like a point of view of the bullet when they shot it at people. So you could see it swerving around the curves and everything.
Did Tom Selleck do any wrong in the 80s?
No, he did Magnum. So
I Rode to China. I Rode to China. Lassiter.
That's
we don't supposed to talk about the bad ones.
Oh, that mustache. Oh, man. I would love this.
We do family movie nights in our home every Friday night with our kids. And my daughter is 10 and my son is 13. And so the rule is that we get to pick a movie from our childhood to watch on our Friday night. So last night we watched Romancing the Stone.
Hey,
I was just thinking about that movie.
And my daughter, who's 10, so we always don't want to look at them because like they either hate it or love it, right? They're either like in, but we don't want to like. So Aislinn, my daughter, halfway